Hey everyone, it's Lexi here with your Project Life video for Two Peas in a Bucket. And we're just going to get started today, jump right in. I ended up printing off some of the Instagram photos a little bit smaller because I wanted to put a few more on there and just didn't have the space to do a regular 4x4 size. So I'm going to do that. I'm flipping through this Pebbles journaling pad here. This one is specifically for boys, which is perfect for me, and I love the march to the beat of your own drum, so I'm gonna take that out and see if I can't use that. They have a girl version too, a little girl version of this, which I'm sure is just as cute, but I like it because it has, you know, a way to journal or phrases on one side and then the patterns on the other side, so you can use either side. So I'm gonna see if there's anything else I might be able to use. I love to incorporate, you know, older product as well as new product, kind of mix and match. But you'll see this video uses a lot of product that is new to this store here at Two Peas in a Bucket. Just because everybody likes to play with new stuff, right? And it was kind of fun. So most of these things I'm looking at and going through the first time as I get them out to incorporate them on this week 6 of my project life. And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to end up using that car anywhere. So I am going to trim that and cut that off and save it for another project. And unfortunately, that's going to need that spot. So the picture in the bathtub, it gets the axe, so we're not going to use that. It's a cute picture though. Might use it for a mini album or something. I'll keep it. I really like this Dear Lizzie Lucky Charm accent and phrase book. It's a sticker book, but I think what's really cool about the design of this sticker book is that it's perforated. So you can choose which ones you want. You can tear them out and you can play around with the placement of it without being committed to it, and I think that's pretty smart because I have commitment issues at times with scrapbooking product placement. So I'm just tearing out some of my favorites. I really like that high five up there. I really liked that side with the phrases, but I'm going to end up using the blue side down there. And of course that love you to the moon and back is precious. I'm going to trim that and see if I can't incorporate it in some way. You will see later on in the video, or if you saw the picture of my project, that I don't actually end up using it, but I'm certainly saving it for another time. As I'm going through these different products, I'm just pulling off things that I think I might use, and you can see they end up getting scattered around the perimeter here. I love these shaped paper clips. These are little lightning bolts. So I'm going to use that. And here are some brads from Studio Calco from the here and there, and then there are Sundrifter ones that I use a few of in the video. That one's perfect for that picture because the brad has a cat on it, and that's the day that my youngest son dressed our cat up like a cowboy while she was sleeping, so it's a perfect brad for that. Here's a package of Studio Calco die cuts that apparently I'm too wimpy to open, so we're going to use our scissors there. And like I mentioned, I'm going through this for the first time, so I'm just kind of taking out some things I think might work. I really want somehow an arrow to be on that march to the beat of your own drum because the picture beside it is my son doing math in a plastic box in his room. So I want an arrow in some way there. And I really like that little fun stuff quote down there. And this is a little heart that a sweet online friend made and sent to me. So that same week of this week 6 of Project Life, so I want to incorporate that as well. These are some boy crazy brads from my mind's eye that are perfect for boy mamas. I don't really stick with one little insert. I kind of hop around, as you can tell. So here I'm going to grab some washi tape, which if you see my videos before, you know that I love to incorporate. And a lot of the washi tapes I'm using are from My Mind's Eye on this video, and this is a Days of the Week. So it'll go perfect in that spot. Here's a little, some hearts. That's actually a drawing of an owl that my son made me, so I thought it was, I mean, it had to be incorporated. It's Project Life, right? I'm going to use that washi tape and stick down. This underneath is a little tag that says "This stuff matters." So I'm going to glue all that down and then add this little My Mind's Eye, and it's a little bit crooked, but I'm afraid I'm going to rip it, so I'm not going to try to make it too, fix it anymore. I don't really mind things being crooked anyway, so that works. I'm going to stick this washi tape down, and I'm going to tear off this side there a little bit. There we go. That's a little wood veneer that says love that I want to put on there. I ended up typing Whiskers the Sheriff Cat on these grid notes that I really love that we have here in the shop, and I'm going to play around with the placement of it, and then I finally decided to bust out one of my Jenny Bolin punches, and it's going to fit just right. So I'm going to punch that out, and then I'll be able to use that a little bit better. I end up switching the cat and the owl. Quick switch. And then I end up trying to make a mess here as I pull out that die cut to work with it. All right, we got it kind of straightened out a little bit. So I've trimmed some pattern paper to go behind that. And then I'm going to take it away and type my little journaling for that picture, which is Math in a Box. Why not? And then I do end up sewing around that little typewriter, the typewriter words there. Or excuse me, the words that I've typed. So I'm going to stick down this little speech bubble, and again I'm using some of that grid note paper just as a little photo mat. And there's that little pointy finger chipboard piece from Studio Calico we're going to stick down right there. So I'm back to trying to figure out what kind of arrow. I really liked that one, but it covers up some of the typography that I have going on here, which is my challenge for you this week, is to use some kind of typography in your Project Life this week. And you can see there's lots of different fonts going on here. And I don't know how that happened, but I really liked all the products that have came out like that. I ended up cutting out one of the stickers into a little pointy shape and using it as my arrow there. And then the sticker from the Dear Lizzie set, and I'm going to use a sticker over by the cat as well. This is that die cut shape that I put up there earlier. I'm going to cut it, and it has the months of the year. It's a really cool shape. Maybe I shouldn't have cut it, but I was going to use it here with this orange paper behind these photos, and you can tell I do the old switcheroo and decide the orange paper is not working. Orange is my favorite color, but I didn't have any other orange going on here, and it just wasn't looking right. It would have been fine to have done it, but it just wasn't looking right. So I'm going to play around with this high five that I love and see how I can make this work. And I really wanted to incorporate that in some way, but I kind of decided it wasn't going to work. I also wanted to incorporate this super cool Amy Tangerine calendar stamp, but I didn't have enough room, which is a bummer. I'm going to switch those photos. And I'm trying to get an idea of where the placement of these photos are going to be, so then I can type my little journaling on there. And you can see I typed the journaling up the one side for that photo, and then below for the other photo. I'm going to trim off this sticker and then here's some tape, decorative tape from Bella Boulevard. I'm I'm going to use that underneath my photo and then put the high five sticker right on top of it. This stamp is super cool. It's from Evalicious and it says, "This happened today." So I think very appropriate for Project Life. I just stamped it actually on some scrap paper. I think it might be the end of a tag. I'm not really sure, but just a gray piece of cardstock or something. I'm going to trim it out and I end up sewing around it and placing it right underneath the picture of the time capsule there. And I think I mentioned this before, but I don't feel like every photo has to have a date. If I just have a couple of dates on that spread, then as I'm looking back through later, I have an idea of, when that happened, or, at least the month and the week of the year, not necessarily perhaps the day. So I'm okay with that. I'm going to stamp a few arrows underneath that photo. There are some great date stamps in the shop if you're looking for one for Project Life. Several calendar stamps there and lots of different date shops. I'm going to put my little accents. I went ahead and typed on that washi underneath the owl photo, and I'm going to end up using my tiny attacher to staple the wood veneer onto it. I decided that as much as I liked all the other little accents I had going on with this cowboy picture, that every cowboy picture needs some wood grain. So we're going to go with this wood grain paper from Maggie Holmes' crepe paper line. And then this is I love this Post-it pad. It's from Pebbles. It's "You Are Awesome." The whole Post-it pad is just "You Are Awesome." So it is great for adding into your projects, as well as if you need to jot down a note, I suppose. So we're going to use that along with this little cowboy and with the navy blue chevron looking washi tape from My Mind's Eye. I'm going to slide this down and then realize that I wanted to put that underneath it, so I'm going to do that real quick. So I'm going to just slide that there. And it is about this point that I realize I wanted to type a little journaling there for that photo. So I'm going to rip the photo off. Now you know, this is high scrapbook. Things are not pretty underneath. So I'm going to get that off and try to be gentle. And there you go. There's some typing and I got it. I got it all back on there. These are some wood veneers from Studio Calco. They're kind of the triangle chevron shape that was in that washi tape there, so I'm going to put those there because I think I want to use those in some way. And I've decided that I'm finally going to commit and stick down the cat picture. And I had to switch out my adhesive mid-project. Doesn't that always happen? I'm going to slide this little sticker accent piece right. I guess I'm looking around at this and I'm noticing that I slide things under pictures quite a bit. I didn't realize that I did that. So that'll go there and I'll end up sewing that down. I like to get everything positioned and totally done and then just carry it over to my sewing machine and do all my sewing at once. It kind of saves several steps in between there. And I'm going to take this star paper and use it in this lower corner here. I didn't have any red, or I had a lot of yellows and blues and blacks going on, but I didn't have red, and then it has like pale pink stars on it. So, and that was a good color to add in there. This photo has a lot of space on it that I'm able to play around on the actual photo with some accents. And here I go using my thumb again as a sticker catch-all. I'm going to use these denim alphabets from Jelly Bean Soup and put the word week in the corner here of this photo. And I'm going to use these thickers. This is this pretty color that I have going on here, so I'm going to take the number 6 and use that with my week down here. I have a few accents I'm going to play around with there, but I'm going to wait to position them until I do some sewing. So there you have it. I went and sewed everything down, and that's how it looks. Thanks so much for joining me this Saturday. Enjoy your day.